Ben Garrison, I think, from what I've seen, is the greatest editorial cartoonist in history. On Infowars.com, there's a live feed of the show up there, video feed. And look at the comments. They're just the best. NFL ratings are dropping faster than Bill Clinton's pants in an Arkansas trailer park. And then look at this latest. Ben Garrison. We got to get him back on. Here's the latest Ben Garrison cartoon. It's got the Equality Team, San Francisco Pinky Niners, the Indianapolis Ingrates sitting on the American flag, the Tennessee Tantrums, the Denver Virtue Signalers, the Cleveland Reds, the Carolina Concussions, the Seattle Snowflakes. Ben Garrison is the best. And I've been a big fan of political cartoons, looking at political cartoons they even had in Roman times that they have imprints and paintings of. And they made some jokes back then, and then there were a lot of famous cartoons in our country's history. I actually own quite a few books that are volumes of them. But, I mean, Ben Garrison, I think, from what I've seen, is the greatest editorial cartoonist in history. Not just because I agree with him. He's more prolific. We got better tools nowadays than pen and ink drawing it and then having to print it out. I mean, granted, he's got better tools than he had before, but he's the best. And there's all these other amazing ones, but wow. Look at that. Indianapolis Ingrates. But you know what's really funny? Is that they really thought they could force feed everybody to go along with this. You know what's not funny, though? The propaganda may be failing, but it's only meant to wind up their own minions to go out and start race wars and to go out and start massive attacks and to go out and start a cover for the deep state to move against Trump so it looks like it's organic. So their plan's not going well. Looks like a monkey you-know-what in a football, as they used to say. But still, we shouldn't underestimate it and know they're planning on launching it. Because it's not just idiot, college folks that'll sit there and talk about how they're going to have got knives and weapons. It's our reports from folks embedded that it's far more than that. They are talking about stabbing people and, and it's happened. The issue is they're trying to foment it as the cover. I'm not saying that they could actually overthrow the country, but they're used as the cover. This is a breaking report, Fox News. Trump delays Air Force One to call officer injured in motorcade crash. An officer got hit. President Donald Trump delayed Air Force One's departure from Indianapolis on Wednesday until after he was able to talk with the motorcycle officer who crashed in the motorcade to the airport. Initial reports said Trump called the officer during the flight back to Washington, but the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police tweeted Thursday the president delayed the flight. And the thing is, every time he does this, the media says either he didn't do it or he didn't care. Most of the time, you don't know when Trump does stuff like this, the personal touch. The point is, Obama didn't used to do stuff like this. I mean, he wouldn't even visit a hurricane hit area. Hillary wouldn't even do it. And then they'll go, oh, but you didn't go to Puerto Rico and you didn't send help when he had sent help. But granted, the military is completely, Florida alone has it overtaxed. Texas, you don't hear about Texas anymore. Mexico's been hit by all these earthquakes. They couldn't send help anymore. Puerto Rico is a possession of the U.S. It's totally covered in water, basically, still in many areas, and has no power. What are you going to do? That's why civilization's so tenuous. And if we have a civil war or something along those lines or a depression, 90% of people lived in rural areas in the Great Depression. Look it up. And about half of those were self-sufficient. So about 45% of folks were totally self-sufficient. Now it's less than 5%, and 10% live rural. The numbers are basically flipped. You have a real depression, it will be a meltdown, crazy time event. Think about that. Think about that long. Think about that hard, and why we should all be trying to prop civilization up while at the same time trying to get something ready.
What the aging process is when the cell replicates, we lose a little bit of our telomeres. Telomeres are the little cups on the end of our chromosomes.
And when it runs out, you start dying.
Secure your DNA force today at InfoWarsLife.com.